Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me once again. And folks, on Friday, Donald Trump gave a speech, and while listening to him talk, I think it became very clear to many people that he is certainly suffering from some form of mental decline. You know, we always hear from Republicans and even figures in the media about President Biden's mental state. Is he all there? They ask quite frequently. But they never really talk about Donald Trump. They never talk about Trump's mental state. And, you know, Trump is only 3 years younger than President Biden. And when you listen to him talk, it's very clear that something's not right. There's something not right with Donald Trump. And look, as I've always said about Donald Trump, there's really one good surefire way to see if he's crazy or not. Just listen to him speak. Listen to the conspiracy theories he believes in. No sane person believes the things that Donald Trump believes. But at this speech he gave, he didn't just have one stumble that you might be able to brush off and say, oh, he just got confused. No. He had two, and they're really, really bad. So in the first of two clips we're going to look at today, Donald Trump claims that Barack Obama is one of President Biden's political opponents, leading political candidates that he's running against, and that also Biden wants to jail Obama. Yeah, I don't really know. Just take a look at this clip here and, let me know what you guys think.
As you know, crooked Joe Biden and the radical left thugs have weaponized law enforcement to arrest their leading political opponent, leading by a lot, including Obama. I'll tell you what, you take a look at Obama and take a look at some of the things that he's done. This is the same thing. The country was very divided. And we did with Obama. We won an election that everyone said couldn't be won.
What is he talking about? He says that President Biden is arresting his leading political opponents, which one is not true. That's obviously not happening. And then goes on to say Obama is a leading candidate, that it's also happening with Obama and himself. That doesn't make much sense, does it? Like, does Donald Trump think that Obama is, in the presidential race? Does he think that Obama is still an elected official? I mean, what's going on in Donald Trump's head here, folks? And, I think it's pretty funny how this video shows that Donald Trump still actively thinks about Obama. Obama hasn't been president since 2016. He's living his best life with Michelle Obama, the family, and, doing some good stuff, having a good time. And, Donald Trump is out here, still talking about him in speeches, still bringing him up, still upset that Obama is just such a better person and more successful person and successful president than he ever will be. He's clearly still very angry about it. And it's also pretty sad that it's happening in this capacity as well. I mean, it adds another layer where, Trump looks visibly confused and unwell in this statement. And he kind of stumbles through what he was trying to say here. And I'm going to say this multiple times in this video, but I know for a fact, that if Joe Biden said something like this, that Obama's a leading political candidate and, he's being arrested and things like that, right? If Biden said that, the Republicans would be losing their mind. They'd be saying, he's not there, he needs to resign, get him out of the office, all this garbage, right? But since it's Donald Trump saying it, in an even more crazy capacity, the Republicans brush it off. They don't care. They think that he's fine. Even though this speech highlights that he's very quickly going downhill. And now the second clip that we're going to look at today is courtesy of the Midas Touch Network. Shout out to those guys. But Donald Trump accused President Biden of starting World War II. Yeah, World War II, right? He's like, Biden's leading us into World War II, and I'm like, you're like 80 years late here, buddy. You're a little behind on this, but it was in the same speech. And as they said, Donald Trump continues to show signs of serious cognitive impairment during his public appearance. And it's just bad. It's really, really not good. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this clip here. And man, it's just not good. Let's play it.
And we have a man who is totally corrupt and the worst president in the history of our country, who is cognitively impaired, in no condition to lead, and is now in charge of dealing with Russia and possible nuclear war. Just think of it. We would be in World War II very quickly.
I mean, he just said it. And the crazy thing about this is, he didn't even notice he said it, right? He just kept going. He said, Biden's leading us into World War II, and just continued. He didn't even recognize how insane that statement is. You're 80 years late, Donald. I mean, what is this guy talking about? And reminder, this is not the first time that Donald Trump has gotten his dates wrong on World War II by a wide margin. You know, he also claimed that the 1917 pandemic ended the Second World War, as you can see in this tweet from all the way back in 2020. And he also claimed that American troops secured airports during the Revolutionary War. Trump is not good with the war stuff, it appears. He doesn't really know his dates, but to claim that Biden is leading us into World War II is insane. That's crazy. And I really do think that this shows some form of mental decline with Donald Trump, right? And I'm not getting joy from saying that. I'm not giddy about this by any means. I don't like saying this stuff, but it's like, it's kind of clear. It seems that it's very much happening in these speeches, and it's becoming more and more frequent, where Donald Trump has these really weird moments where you don't really know what he's saying, and it doesn't really make much sense. But look, the fact of the matter is, Republicans do this stuff all the time with President Biden, right? They talk about his mental ability and saying, he's not all there, he's cognitively declining and stuff like that. And, if Republicans want to have that conversation, let's have it. I'm there. Let's do it. If we want to make this an issue in the campaign, great. Let's talk about, the candidate's mental state, because your guy, the Trump supporters, your guy thinks that World War II is happening now and that Obama is running for president. Does that sound like someone who's sane? And look, the fact of the matter is, we've seen President Biden and Donald Trump debate, and Biden cleaned his clock, right? Biden completely out-debated him, outsmarted him in that debate, completely destroyed him. And, Donald Trump has the nerve to get on stage and be like, well, Donald Trump is, mentally not there. What does that make you, Donald? If Biden is not all there, then what does that make you, my man? Because he ran circles around you in that debate. And also, it's important to remind people that, misspeaking in a speech is not evidence of cognitive decline, right? Biden, absolutely, he misspeaks sometimes. That's been him his entire career. He has these little gaffes here and there, but they're not significant. He just misspeaks, and that's fine. And in Biden's case, he has a stutter. Right? I guarantee that any Republican who has to speak as much as Biden does as president of the United States or as a senator or as vice president would stumble in speech sometimes. Nobody is perfect. But when you're Donald Trump, in his case, when you're just forgetting things and misrepresenting statements and facts and things like that badly, that's concerning. That's a different conversation than we're having about President Biden. And look, I've maintained to this day, and I'll continue to maintain, that Biden is absolutely 1,000% more fit for office than Donald Trump, and it's not close, right? It's just not close. I mean, Republicans like Kevin McCarthy during the debt ceiling negotiations called President Biden smart. Ted Cruz said that Biden got the Republicans to roll over. There are plenty of Republicans praising President Biden, but with Donald Trump, he believes in the most ludicrous conspiracy theories that if you heard your old uncle talking about, you'd be like, oh, well, I think he's losing a little bit. But Republicans just don't want to have that conversation about Donald Trump for some reason. But anyway, these clips are not good. And I think that if you have Republican friends and family, you might want to show them this. And, put it in the context of President Biden, because they love to come after him. And again, as I said earlier in the video, if Biden would have said any of these things, that World War II is happening now and that Obama is a leading political opponent and that Obama is being arrested, Republicans would be freaking out. You would not stop hearing about it for weeks. It'd be the headlines in all the Republican media. So anyway, folks, that's going to wrap up the video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps. And let me know if you like the audio better on this video. I got a new microphone recently that I'm hoping is better. I think it sounds better to me. But let me know, folks. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope to talk to you soon. And I'll see you guys around.